The blue and the gold, the lights and the sounds, strikeouts, goals, and buzzer beaters abound. You've seen them in action. Maybe you've seen them around. But do you know who they are when the curtain goes down? Come along with me. Take a peek behind the scenes at faith, life, and sport and what it all means. Learn their stories. It'll become clear as crystal that there's more to CU sports after the whistle. When did the opportunity first come along to take over the softball program?
Well, the softball program obviously has been in place a long time. I actually played here in the 80s, the mid 80s. After graduation, I coached some high school baseball. And then in 1992, I believe, Kim Zania, professor in the kinesiology department, who was the head coach at the time, invited me to be a part of the program. I served as a assistant coach for 8 or 9 years under Kim, and then in 2000 she actually stepped away to do some doctoral work, so I kind of ran the program for that year. She then came back. I stepped back into an assistant role for a couple of years, and then we were in a co-head coach role. But in 2005, I believe, was the first year that I was completely the head coach on my own.
And you know, it's kind of interesting now. You guys have a turf field out there, first year with turf. Does that make your job a little bit easier as facilities manager and touching things up and as a coach?
It certainly makes things easier as a coach from the standpoint that I no longer have to spend 3 to 4 hours working on the field right before we play a game. That is something I've been waiting for I don't even know how many
Right.
years. So that's exciting for me because then I can actually be involved in the pregame and focus a little bit on my own team instead of getting the field ready. So yeah, very exciting there. And the maintenance that takes place on the field, we do a little bit after the game, and then I have a schedule of maintenance things that we do away from game and practice time. So my game day responsibilities can be softball, and my field responsibilities, I can tackle those at a different time most of the time.
How much of a role does faith play, not only in your job as coach, but in your job as dad?
It hopefully plays the most important role of all. It many times I talk with our team from that perspective, and softball is a great game, but it's a game, and I look at it as an opportunity that God has given us to do something we love, while at the same time learning how to live out the double love command of loving the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, loving your neighbor as yourself. What does that look like in that context? And then while we're learning and growing together, we also see it as an opportunity for outreach. And we've been involved 3 different times in the Dominican Republic. We also have been involved with doing local outreach and being involved with some high school teams and so forth. So as far as being a father, it's the ultimate thing of training my sons to be followers of Jesus, and that's a challenge every day. So been very exciting to be a part of that, and that process, which I consider to be the most important process that there is.
What do you tell your recruits when you talk to them? What's something you tell them about Cornerstone that you want them to know coming in here?
I want them to know that their experience here, it is going to be softball, but more importantly, our desire as a program and as an athletic department is that we develop our players not only on the field and skill-wise, which is important, but spiritually, relationally, socially, all of those areas that they're growing and they have opportunities to grow, so that at the end of their 4-year time frame, they're able to step out to whatever God calls them to do, and to be mature and to be prepared for what's next. Those are the stories that I love to hear of players go out and they're impacting companies and families and in a positive way. So I share that with our incoming players, that This is if you're looking for an experience that does nothing but you sell yourself out to the game, and you live and breathe the game, and winning and losing is everything, then you're in the wrong place. We definitely want to win ball games, and we work hard to try and make that happen, but that is secondary to really being able to learn and grow together as a unit and a team, and be able to present ourselves pleasing to the Lord through our effort, as well as our attitude and how we take care of each other and take care of even our opposition at times.
Awesome. Thank you very much for sitting down with me, Coach.
Oh, my pleasure.
What was the first thing that kind of caught your eye about Cornerstone?
Yeah, so I wanted to definitely come to a Christ-centered university, and softball is just a plus. So being recruited by Coach Farrell and being honored to play here has been awesome, but definitely first and foremost coming to a Christ-centered university.
Now, I know it's only your second year, but it goes faster than what you think. When that time finally comes around where you got to hang up the cleats, do you still see yourself being involved in the sport?
Oh, for sure, yeah. I can't imagine not playing softball or not being involved in some way. Competition is something that I've always loved, but to give back to the sport and give back to girls and be able to influence them someday would be awesome.
What's been one of your favorite aspects about wearing the uniform so far?
Representing Cornerstone is truly an honor. Just the team and the sisterhood and the family that I have in softball is something that I don't think everybody gets. So it's awesome.
It's awesome. Thank you very much for sitting down.
Thank you.